Previously on Story Hoard.
We are going to be running an important errand, and I don't know, I was wondering if maybe you want to come with?
I'll let you know by this afternoon. Promise.
This waste, yeah, I feel like there's a reason why people don't go into it.
The wasteland, it's defined by its ever-raging sandstorm. Trying to pass through there, you're not going to make it from one end to the other, like in any healthy state, that's for sure.
Sobra's going through it. Ithaca was a safe space, and now she's not a safe space. And it's like, well, what can be a safe space?
Avis, you haven't found anything to help with the curse, have you?
He takes your hands in his. You work on making sure the apocalypse doesn't happen. And I'll work on making sure that you're there for whatever happens after that. It is the dawn of a new day as you all get ready to start your next journey.
Can I ask my mom for traveling money?
Yeah. Well, are the teachers just gonna send us out there? Okay, goodbye. Like, are they gonna give us a horse? Are we gonna get, like, anything? Like, I feel like we need riding
One
money
horse.
from them for Nasty. I mean,
send you with bargaining chips.
what else are we gonna use to?
Oh my goodness. You'll be taken care of. Waking up and getting yourselves out the door is a fairly rushed process for all of you. It's the crack of dawn, and for the most part, you got your packing out of the way the night prior. Mateo, when you leave your room, you see the house is still turned over, but next to your bag of things waiting by the door is a fairly hefty coin purse. It has about 200 gold in there from your mother.
Ooh, all right.
Along with another smaller pouch cinched with very fine silk ribbon with a note on the outside attached in your mother's very fine handwriting saying, "Any young person going on a journey deserves something to guide them. My mother gave this to me when I first left home. Something that will keep you on the right path, undoubtedly. Use it when you feel like you need to find your way forward." And it's got your mother's initials very nicely penned at the bottom.
What is this thing?
It is a very lovely silver locket with some very fine detailing of scrolls and swirls around the outside. And inside the locket is a photo of your mother.
Lovely.
Okay. Close this locket. What would Armani do?
If you're lost, follow your mother's words. Your mother is here to guide. Mamori and Sildra, from Thistia's home, it's the crack of dawn, but she's up early anyways to get the bakery going, so she's able to see you two off with a warm slice of bread each and a third for Mateo as you make your way over to the gates of town. And Mamori, as you're leaving, Thistia hands you a small bag with a note in Abis's handwriting this time, and she says, he wanted to make sure that you got this before you left. He'll be up in a little bit, but I figured you'd be out the door before he got up. So, from him to you, he's a good kid.
Mamori shuffles and nods, puts it in her pocket, doesn't say anything.
She gives you one last big hug and a little bit of a wink before she starts shooing the two of you out the door to get you on your way.
Sildra will give her a bit of a wave.
God, I want to know what's in this note, but I also don't open it with So I'll just wait.
The three of you make your ways to the front gates of town where your teachers are waiting with a sizable wagon loaded up with what looks like probably 3 or 4 weeks worth of travel supplies. There are blankets, there's food, there are any number of camping supplies, ropes and lanterns, all loaded up in this traveling wagon with a big old horse at the front of it. Beautiful dark coat,
Yay!
shiny hair.
What's the horse's name?
I have to name this horse. You name the horse.
Yes.
Does the horse have a name?
Who's got who? Is there anyone there with the horse? Momori like walks up to pet the horse.
We're all too distracted.
Ithaca is holding the reins of this horse as she's getting the thing bridled up and hitched to this wagon. She says, "Well, we reached out to one of the farmers in town to see if they had a spare mount that they'd be willing to lend to us for your journey. And this beautiful little lady here volunteered." She's nuzzling this horse. She is all over this thing. I'll be honest, I didn't catch the name. I'm sure she has one, but she's going to be your mount for the next couple of weeks, so I suggest you find one suitable for her.
Okay, so the horse has got a dark mane and dark coat. I think I vote for Smudge.
Smudge. This thing's gonna run off the road if we name it Smudge.
I feel like that has nothing to do with her name. I feel like it's a good name.
We can workshop this.
Don't be negative. What's your vote then? Momori pets the horse's nose.
The horse snuffles hand. Lips at palm.
Oh crap! Do I have an apple?
I mean, Fistia has you loaded up with snacks. You got an apple. You have an
Momori
apple.
pulls out an apple, gives it to Smudge.
Munch, munch. He bites apple in half, eats it whole. The
Ooh,
way horses do in that
delicious.
freakish way.
Yep.
Happy tail flick.
We need to protect this horse with our lives. Nothing to Smudge now. Smudge is our horse.
Oh my goodness. I had to give you something to care about on this mission, you know?
Yeah.
Apocalypse isn't high enough stakes.
Yeah.
No,
This
you have a
horse
creature.
cannot die now. Yep.
Well, hopefully there's not going to be anything that wild on the road south, as long as you stick to the route on this map here. And he slaps a map in your palm, Momori. He says, "Follow this route. This should get you to the general whereabouts of the Draga Highlands with minimal interference." And he's been loading up all your stuff into the wagon that Smudge will be pulling. If Smudge winds up being their final name. Smudge for now.
I like Smudge.
If Mateo wants a different name, Mateo can suggest a different name.
I would like to know the personality of the horse before we start giving it any name.
Horse looks at you, Mateo. Sneezes.
Narrows his eyes at horse.
Suspicious of a horse? Really, Mateo? Really?
Why did I have to sneeze on me?
Sneezed in your direction. She's
You're not covered in horse sneeze, don't worry.
got
Likely story.
allergies.
Give us a sick horse.
Actually, speaking of this map, Zephyrius, about the wastes, I was asking around, and you failed to mention your earlier in prepping us that finding this space that you want us to go to in the wastes, there's a few things that we're gonna have to deal with. including a perpetual sandstorm. Just thinking, we've got a horse, we've got a wagon, but I feel like we need some more things to deal with such. Like, it's Sans Zafarius. What else you got? You guys have been holed up in that mountain. I know you don't just have, like, cart and horse.
To which Athatria gives a reassuring nod. She says, "We've been made aware of the sandstorm situation that's cropped up over the last 100 or so years there. It wasn't always like that. We didn't leave it like that, but suffice to say the effects of the seal has done quite a number on the surrounding area. Unfortunate. However, we do have ways of helping you get through the blighted lands in order to just verify the state of the capital gates." And she starts pulling out from her robes a number of rings, each perfectly sized to your individual hands. She hands them out. She says, "These should provide sufficient protection from the sandstorms in there." She gives kind of a sad smile. She says, "These were crafted from the remains of some of that ancient wood that was so sacred to our kingdom. Any negative effects of the wayward magic of that storm shouldn't cut through the magic of the redwood. It's a way of showing that you're a part of this kingdom, and you would be allowed entry into those sealed grounds. Keep them on you. They're wood. Don't ruin them," she says very, very pointedly. "We don't exactly have these in unlimited supply, and if you want to get in and out of the sealed wastes in one piece, you will need these on your person."
Are there any extra?
"What extra?"
Just like one extra? Like, just in case.
Eyebrows up at Mateo.
I mean, like, how's the horse gonna get in there?
You don't have to bring the horse into the... You can park the horse outside the waste. You just need to
The
go
horse?
You're... It's very just like, "I told you they were going to get weird about the horse, Tria." He reaches into his back pocket. He's like, "All right, here, take mine. Keep this on the horse's bridle. Horse should be in and out just fine." Here, he, with a piece of twine, cinches a spare ring to Smudge's bridle.
Thank you.
Perfect.
"Okay, well now how are you going to get back in when we need to?" He's like, they'll bring the ring back. It'll be fine."
Mori puts her ring in her bag.
Like she said, with your lives, those things are special.
Yeah, they sound special and they sound magic, so don't tell me anything more about it. I don't want to know. Okay, next order of business. The people that we're going to see are, how would you phrase it, politely?
Terrorists?
They're shrewd?
Oh, shrewd, yes.
Yes. We might need some money to, like, bribe them to come back with us. Or something. Like, they're not gonna want to come back or share information, really, I don't think. Especially on the account of last time we left them, we left not really on super friendly terms, I'll be honest.
Are you sure?
Well, okay, friend-ish, but I feel like they wouldn't just be like, "Oh yes, well, the world's ending." We're not even supposed to tell people the world's ending, or Oh, hey, Nasty, like, go ahead and, like, share your life's work with us. No particular reason.
Mamori, I'm sure we can come up with like some excuse as to why we like don't like the gods and want to bomb for them.
All right, fair. We still need traveling money.
I put in some snack. It's not like you're gonna starve. How much could it cost to travel down to the Dragon Highlands? What? 4 gold?
Oh, I don't know.
Ithaca rolls her eyes. We'll make sure that you're well prepared, and hands each of you a hefty bag, each with 300 gold pieces in.
Yay!
Yep.
We're getting
300?
we're getting robbed so hard. Okay.
How much could it cost?
We are.
Well, you figure they'll probably need room and board at some point, and then obviously picking up some food along the way for Smudge, and if they see any sort of souvenir shop, obviously they'll have to stop in. And there's cursory offerings. This is really, this is going to be thin by the time they come back. And she kind of gives a wink at you
this
guys.
is a whole vacation. We're gonna be gone for like 4 weeks.
Yes, that is the other thing. As much as I would love for you all to really take in the sights of the southern lands and explore the wider world. It's beautiful countryside there. Really, really. Oh, and if you're going to be passing by the border woods there. Ooh, what a sight. Tria kind of elbows her. She's like, we are in a bit of a tight schedule, so if you could avoid dawdling much as you can.
Oh, for sure. We'll only do mission things.
Of course.
Yep. We've never been known to be distracted at all. You can trust us with your lives and also the impending apocalypse. We've got this.
Shaky, nervous smile from all three of them.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Zephyrius makes sure that everything is secured in the back of the wagon. There's space in there for maybe like 2 people at a time, but for the most part it's going to be alternating walking and, riding on horse, riding in wagon is what the setup looks like. And as he makes sure that everything is battened down, he gives one last look over you, Mamori, and claps a hand on your shoulder. Breathing exercises, kid. No overexerting. No unnecessary cardio, if you can avoid it.
When have you ever known me to do unnecessary cardio?
Vice captain of the guard? Yeah, real wonder. One piece, kid.
Momori takes his hand. I'll be fine, Zeph. Just hold everything down until we get back.
Squeeze his hand back and kind of sets you off. Ithaca and Athatria both look at the three of you. A solemn nod from Athatria. He says, I know we're in good hands with the three of you. We'll take care of things on this side. Don't dawdle. We're going to be busy when you get back. Go gives a final smile and wave as you all set off past the gates. Only to be immediately followed by rushed footsteps and labored breathing as from down the road, trying to race to meet you all, is Rami. Backpack loaded up, face flushed, remnants of breakfast still on his face. As the three teachers are staring at the sky, wide-eyed, before Thatcher kind of gives a knowing like, oh, okay. Nod of her head, and waves the other two off. Rami's doubled over in front of the three of you. He's like, okay. The farm should be good for the next month. At least, month and a half. With what my dad had me doing. Who's ready for a trip?
I think we all are.
Glad you could make it.
Yeah. Welcome to the team.
Thumbs up. Still catching breath. Whew.
You want first ride in the wagon?
A grateful, shaky smile as he collapses in the back of wagon. Sildra, as the four of you turn to leave the town gates and hit the road towards the wider Great Range, you feel a weight drop in your side pocket. It's light, but when you reach in, you find a very finely made ring. It's older and different than the wood rings that Athatria gave the three of you. It's a gold piece with, it looks like mother of pearl inlays of twining flower petals. It's different, but it's reminiscent of another gift that dropped into your pocket a long time ago.
Sildra will glance over at Ithaca.
Tiny smile, tiny wave.
We'll give her a tiny wave back.
And you hit the road, starting this new adventure.
Mori is gonna kind of walk a little bit ahead into the wagon and pull out her little thing from Apis, her little bag, a note. She's gonna read the note first.
Yeah, the note is in Apis's kind of messy handwriting, but still decently legible. It says, I wish I had more time to give you a better solution than this. But I know that you're not one for magical remedies if you can avoid it, and I figured this was good enough for my grandma. It's gotta be good enough for you. And inside the satchel is a small brooch. It looks like it's made of some sort of like brass or bronze. Delicately hammered out plumeria flower. The note continues. When I first set off, my grandma wanted to make sure that I would always be safe. She didn't have much, but she promised me that this piece of home would do the job to ward off any evils. Can't say how true that is, but I'm still standing after all this time, so it's gotta be worth something. Not magic, promise. But with any luck, we'll see you back in Hearth in no time. And by then, I'll have something a little bit more impressive to help you out with.
Mori smirks at that, kind of turns the brooch over in her hand, and then she fastens it on her coat. He gave her a good luck charm, Grace!
And it's not even magic!
It's not magic, and it was thoughtful and kind.
Mateo gets a goodbye brooch. Or a goodbye, pendant from his mom. You get something similar.
Very similar.
Yeah. We're matching, practically.
That necklace is just like at the bottom of his bag right now.
It's a quiet morning. There's not a whole lot of other travelers on the road just yet. And it gives you guys a chance to get settled in for the long journey ahead. And as you're making your way further out past the town, you do start passing a number of small shrines. It's a familiar route that you have taken before as you start seeing collections of shrines to smaller local gods dotting the path here and there. Some with some fresh offerings, some that look like they could probably stand to be tended and tidied up a little bit. And as you're making your way past, Rami takes notice of a couple of particularly shabby shrines and gets out of the back of the cart and starts cleaning them up, just, brushing off some moss, tidying up some stray candles.
Careful. We wouldn't want anything to. Never mind.
Oh, well, they're not, they're not my gods, but someone's got to make sure these things stay tidy for whoever's going to drop by. Can you imagine, leaving home and then coming back and you got house covered in vines or dust? It's a courtesy to the gods,
Sure. Mori edges away. Edges away from shrines and Rami.
You keep walking and pass a particularly destroyed shrine.
God.
Essentially a collection of rocks strewn haphazardly in a small space. You can see the ruined remains of some tipped over candles and stray coins just kind of littering one spot off the side of the road. Rami kind of winces and does his best to assemble the destroyed shrine into a sort of more neatly shaped pile. He kind of puts his hands up and he's like, I can only do so much for something like this. Oh boy.
Rami, we're gonna, we have, kind of a schedule we're keeping here.
Oh, right. Sorry. Hate to keep things. Oh, what's this? And
God.
immediately gets distracted by a small little paw sticking out from the grass. As he picks up a dirty stuffed rabbit.
The wind picks up immediately around Mateo.
Rami, can you just put that back where you found it?
Oh,
Really quick here.
well, it's a cute little thing. I mean, look at this. It looks like someone,
Lamar backs away. Puts her hands up. Yeah, it's just not probably a great idea to just, be waving it around and such. It's kind of magic, and
Mamori, it can't do anything that bad.
I mean, someone could have lost it and is missing it. Probably best not to mess with it too much.
Yeah, it's a lost thing.
True. Well, if anyone needs a rabbit, needs a little friend to hold on to, and he kind of brushes off some of the dirt and licks a finger and smudges one of the beady eyes to shine a little bit. And he sticks it on top of the shrine, sets it up right, gives a smile, and then quickly joins the pack of you all. It's like, you never know who might be swinging by. Hopefully it finds its way home, though.
If Sildra looks behind them, is the rabbit looking at our group as we walk away?
You start walking away, and Sildra, you glance over your shoulder, and from where Rami left the stuffed rabbit, it's a fairly weighty little doll, and it's hard to tell if it's the upkicked wind that turns its head in your direction or something
God.
else.
Give me a second. Mateo goes back over there. And he pulls out a single coin. And is there any this is a shitty little rabbit. Does it have any openings on it?
No.
Not
Come
really.
on, man.
It's like a Beanie Baby type, stuffed doll.
I mean, is there a tear in it?
Like a piggy bank.
Sure. There's there's a little stray snag on its belly.
Okay, I put a coin inside of it, and I whisper to it.
Mateo, can you just stop touching that for just 1 second?
Santoni, we're even now, okay? You leave us alone, I leave you alone, okay? And I pat it on its head.
No response from the rabbit, but a quick sheen of light seems to pass over the rabbit's glossy eyes, but it doesn't respond.
Thank God. Mateo, get back over here.
What?
Just leave it alone. It doesn't. Just don't touch it.
It's fine.
Rami gives you a very pleased smile, watching you, kind of tend to this abandoned shrine as you guys continue on your way along the route that Zephyrius has drawn out for you. In true to his word, it's a fairly easy road to follow. He's keeping you on the main road that weaves down south, headed similar direction towards the trader's caravan that you visited a few weeks back now. But rather than taking the detour into the woods, you just continue south on that road that starts to wind westward. And your path continues that way for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. You may stop for lunch here or there. You're mostly just walking, taking turns in and out of the carriage before it is nightfall. You guys are set to make camp. Memori, you had mentioned you had packed a few tents, and the teachers have also supplied you with a number of blankets and other camping amenities to make sure that you're comfortable for your time on the road. And you set up camp a good ways away from town. You probably made it 10 miles south of town.
All right. Well, we should probably set up watch.
Well, anybody interested in taking first watch? I'm happy to volunteer myself. And Rami starts unpacking his gear, and he pulls out a fairly rough carved walking stick and kind of grips it and tosses it from hand to hand. He's like, I've been brushing up on some of the, town guard routines that the captain's been drilling some folks in. I figure I'd step in for a lesson or two, and I think I'm not too shabby these days.
Memori watches intently. What does this look like? Does it look like he knows what he's doing? Or should we be concerned?
He definitely gives, watched a YouTube video vibes of, okay, he's not fully clueless. He's definitely watched someone else do this, but he's not trained.
I try to
alright,
take the
that's
stick
fine.
away from him.
What? No, I can do it.
No, I want to do a fucking throw for it.
Fine, roll.
Can I do like a sleight of hand to get it away
Sure.
from him? Yes.
Sure.
9 plus 5, 14.
What was that? That was sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, on a 14, he's trying to just keep this thing, doing his little trick anyways, is taking most of his focus, and I think he slips up and, fumbles it, and before it hits the ground, Mateo, you manage to snag the thing from him. It's like, oh wow, good good catch.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, let's have Rami take first watch, and if you, think anything's out of the ordinary, just wake us up. With that, Momori kind of sets up her tent and, tries to get some sleep.
Sounds good. You all hit the hay. It's
No.
been a long day's journey.
No, I don't.
I know there are rolls that have to happen. I'm just putting you all in bed first, tucking you in, and now you can make your sleep roll. Go.
No, my choice. I'm not going to bed. Mateo's like, it takes me like 2 hours to go to bed anyway. And he gets when everyone else has like gotten into their beds, Mateo like rummages through his bag and he pulls out a bottle of wine.
What? But Mateo gets drunk? Is that what our campaign has come to?
Well, he like looks at it and he's like, you know what? Never mind. No, this isn't the time. We need to do this when there's like more than 2 people awake.
I mean, no judgment. No one else knows you have it.
Now we know the bottle of wine is in play.
Interesting.
Mm.
Are you just gonna stay up? What's the plan here?
I guess I'll try to go to sleep, but I don't think Mateo's like actively trying at this point.
That's fine. For what you guys did today, I'm not gonna force any undue roles upon ye. I will say partway through the night, the shifts start being handed one over to the other. Come 2 hours times, Rami wakes you up, Mamori, to take over for the next half of the evening as he puts himself to bed. And hey, Mamori, can you do me a favor?
Yes, Grace?
Can you do me a real good favor and roll me a sweet little perception check?
Yes, I can. I even have a dice.
You do.
Got it from my friend Kevin.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hey.
Lord. Here to do. Hey guys, that's a nat 20.
Woo!
Ooh.
God dang,
Starting
Maddie.
the day off right. Or the night, I suppose.
You're starting midnight off strong.
Yeah. Starting out this journey, this family vacation off right.
Mm. Yes. On a on a nat 20, Mamori, you are taking your shift duties so seriously. You're particularly keyed into the potential threats that may be lying in wait from all shadowy corners around your encampment.
Mamori's expecting this.
Your companions are, if not fast asleep, at least quiet and not bringing much attention to themselves. Smudge is safe, also dozing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a suspiciously quiet night. There are no stray bird calls. There are no fluttering branches or leaves rustling. It is too quiet. It's a smothered kind of quiet, as if something is intentionally keeping sounds subdued in an artificial way. And as you pick up on this anomaly, you start looking around and you start noticing that the shadows that are being bounced around by the firelight that is still going aren't flickering the way firelight shadows should. They're perfectly still. Like they're waiting and watching. And as you glance around your environment, you can see a pair of shiny, beady eyes staring directly at you from the shadowy tree line. And they see you staring back, and they blink, and they're gone. And then it is as if a veil is lifted, and the suffocating silence fades out as the night noises fade in. The shadows start moving again in a natural way that only highlights how weird that shift just was.
Is anyone like actively attacking us? Do I need to get everybody up for this?
Nothing is coming at you. Nothing is attacking you.
Okay.
But you are most certainly just now being observed. In a way that seems like they didn't want to be caught.
Okay. Okay. Well, this feels like something I can bring up in the morning, so. As long as everybody's asleep and everybody's safe. No need reason to wake up.
Hmm.
But that's weird and I hate it. Some
Yeah,
creeper
Mamori.
creeps.
The rest of the night passes without incident, and you're eventually able to lie down to sleep. And when the rest of the gang wake up at dawn, nothing seems out of order. You know, the supplies for breakfast are still lined up. Your bags are where they were left when you went to sleep. Everything seems fine. Rami's got a little bit of bedhead. As he starts unpacking some of the food his parents sent him off with and getting breakfast ready for all of you.
So weird story, guys. Did anyone notice anything weird last night? We were on shift.
Mamori, it sounds like you did, so how about we start with that?
I saw some eyes watching us, and it was weird. It was like everything went quiet, but like too quiet. And then there were some yellow eyes in the woods, and they blinked, and then they left. And then everything was fine again, and noise came back, and it was bad. Bad vibes, and I'd like to state for the record that I don't like the woods, and something's watching us.
Are you okay? Were you attacked at any point?
No. It wasn't trying to attack. It was looking at me.
But it was like magic about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess because the woods went quiet. It was like when I was looking at whatever it was drowning out other sound. And I could only see those eyes.
Did you sleep okay?
Yes.
Yeah, you're sure you didn't dream this?
I didn't.
Well, I thought that if we noticed something, we were supposed to wake everyone up.
Well, it didn't. It only happened for a second and then was okay again. So I was just like, all right, well, I'll just tell them about it in the morning, or if something happens, I'll wake everybody up. But I didn't want you guys to like miss out on your beauty sleep just because, I saw some eyes. But also, I didn't want to keep it to myself either.
Okay. If we see these eyes again, at least we know it's not a dream that you had.
Okay, it was not a dream. I appreciate you all thinking that I have an active imagination, but I really don't.
You were scared of the rabbit yesterday.
Okay, well, that was a fair thing to be scared of, all right? We've had bad experiences with that rabbit.
Huh?
Uh,
What was wrong with the rabbit? Rami is now kind of staring a little bit concerned.
the rabbit's fine. There was just like a god in it at one point.
Oh, is that all? Oh, that's fine. And he goes back to eating his breakfast.
All right, but everyone here might be fine with gods, but I don't deal well with gods. So
Well,
Let's
okay,
just-
let's not generalize that, but I mean, it's the god of lost things. It can't really do anything.
Rami kind of whips his head back up. He's like, the god of lost thing. Oh wow, that's an obscure one. Explain why the shrine was in such bad shape. Probably hasn't been able to receive any blessings. It's probably really weak right now, if that's, one of its only outposts, which probably is considering how old it is.
Sildra looks over at Mateo.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of ironic that it would get less powerful the more lost it was.
It's just kind of how things go, I guess, when you're a god. I mean, I'm not. Decides not to dwell on this topic. Goes back to eating breakfast.
Amori joins him. Eats peacefully. Are there any leftovers, Grace?
I mean, sure, there's like bread and maybe a couple of pieces of like fruit.
Momori is very careful to make sure that the leftovers are all accounted for and put back in bags.
Okay. You all tidy from breakfast and get yourselves back and moving on the road. And once again, it seems like fairly easy walking. You stay in this forested part of this road for quite some time. You start hitting the road probably around 9 a.m. or so. And it's pushing noon at this point as you continue making your way. And I need all of you to make a perception check right now.
Woohoo!
Oh,
That's a 12 plus 1. That's 13.
Mm-hmm.
16 plus 1, 17.
Mm.
that's 17 plus 1, 18.
Oh, very good. Oh shit, I gotta roll for Rami.
Yeah.
So that's a 9 for Rami. Yeah, you are making your way through this quiet forest with the high bright light of the midday shining through the forest canopy, casting beautiful dappled light across your surroundings. And as you're walking through, Mateo and Sildra, you start to notice that some of the patches of dappled light are weirdly static. You notice that as the tree branches are moving with the breeze that's blowing through, the shadows on the ground have not changed. They stay still in place. And you notice the sounds of your falling footsteps and the sound of the cartwheels bumping over the road are oddly muted.
Are our shadows moving?
Your shadows are moving, but the shadows around you are not. And as you come to this realization, you notice that there is a dark, shadowy hand reaching towards the back of the cart, almost an extension of the shadows from the ground.
There's a hand, and Mateo casts Ray of Frost at it. He points.
Roll to hit.
Okay. Tee-hee-hee. 17 plus 3. Oh my god, dirty 20. Okay.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Oh my
Dirty
gosh.
20.
Nice, nice, nice.
Cold blast.
Yes.
Can it take damage?
Yeah, roll.
Cool.
Also damage the shadow.
Yes. It takes 6 damage. And its speed is reduced to 10 until the start of the next turn, if there is turns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just making a note of all that. Mateo, you cast Ray of Frost on this shadowy hand, and it hits, and it freezes the shadow in place for a second as you see this frostbite crusting over this ethereal, shadowy hand that was reaching for the back of the cart. And it shakes it off, and you can see the rest of the figure attached to the hand emerge out of the shadows, still cloaked in this ethereal, shadowy presence, but very clearly a humanoid form that's now gripping its frosted hand. And it looks up at you with beady, glassy eyes and squints and darts back into the woods.
The hell was that?
Might have been what Maury saw last night.
Well, it's very rude for trying to steal from us.
You think it could have done it at any point last night?
Yeah, well.
Do we go after it? I mean, if this thing is following us, like...
No. We
Hey.
are not going after any shadowy things.
Hey, who are you?
Okay.
No response. But
Okay.
Mamori, you said you
Yeah.
rolled a 13.
Yeah.
Hey, Mamori, can you look at your chest for a second?
Mamori glances down at her chest.
The brooch is not there.
Mamori takes off in the direction that the shadow was going.
Mamori, where are you going?
Where are you going?
You stinking shadow hand loser!
Rami's chasing after Mamori, walking stick in hand.
All right, come on, Smudge. I guess we're going into the woods.
You all follow suit as you see the shadowy figure run into, I suppose to call it a shrine would be generous. It's essentially a barn in the middle of these woods with what looks like god iconography plastered to the front of it, but otherwise looking incredibly abandoned and incredibly structurally unsound.
Mamori pulls out her hand axe.
This figure has run inside.
All right, shadow thief, little shadow buddy kleptomaniac. You have 10 seconds before I smash this shrine to the ground to give me my brooch back, and maybe I'll leave you a slice of banana bread. Otherwise, your house is toast. 10, 9, 8.
You can hear laughter coming from the rafters as the drapes come down over the myriad windows and rotted holes in the ceilings. And from the laughter, you hear a voice call out saying, "A couple of weary travelers, lost in the woods. What a wonderful gift to bring the god of shadows and their
Right.
devout followers. Please, make yourselves at home." As a singular torch lights up at the base of an altar with a tiny, withered-looking old umbrella propped up as beady, glassy eyes start blinking out from all corners of this barn. Sildra and Mateo, as you're running to catch up to Mamori and Rami, you see the two of them rush inside a very run-down looking barn, temple that looks like it's on the verge of collapse, and you hear distant laughter, and you see the front doors slam shut behind them. Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode. I want to make sure you each had like a knick-knack.
Something precious that we're gonna lose immediately to bandits?
I didn't say that would happen.
No, but it's just
You didn't say it.
it's basic storytelling. Why else would you give us precious objects?
Watch
Because
out for the
all
raiders.
Now we got our coat
Oh my goodness.
and
I
300
can't
gold each.
I can't give you guys objects in gift. Because I like you.
Can't give us a horse without us worrying it's gonna fall off a cliff.
We have things to protect.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Basic storytelling.
You think my storytelling is basic?
I didn't mean it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Your storytelling is not buying Starbucks and like going to hot yoga, Grace. Your storytelling is more evolved than that. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.